Dude, I always wonder when you go into spots when they're like, there's no public restroom. What did somebody do in that bathroom to fuck it up? At some point, like, it was just a bathroom. But like, nah, fuck that. Nobody else is
Yeah, there's always somebody that's got to fuck it up.
Yeah.
You guys lose your privileges.
Walking Blind is hosted by overly emotional dudes who overthink and overanalyze everything. Nothing the hosts say should be taken as medical advice or opinion. They're not professionals. They're about to make that very clear.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Walking Blind Podcast. It's episode 106, bringing in 2024 of the show where we like to normalize checking on the homies. I'm Mike. This is also Mike. And this week, bringing in the new year, we got the boys from Jackknife in the building. You guys want to introduce yourselves? Let us know what you guys do in the band.
All right, for sure. So my name is Chris. I sing in the band, and I do merch too, I guess.
My name is Russ. I play guitar in Jackknife, and that's pretty much all I do in Jackknife.
Sick.
My name is Mike, and I hate doing merch in any band that I'm in.
Dude, I'll slang merch, man.
Dude, this guy.
This
guy.
Yeah, I
I don't
fuck
have
with
a
merch.
problem slanging merch.
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
It's a place to sit down. You don't have to, But you guys have a ton of conversations when it comes to your merch selling.
Yeah, it's just I feel like I get stuck. Like, if usually someone wants to talk, it's like a serious conversation, so it's hard to be like, hey, let's talk about your mental health, and then someone's like, yo, can I buy that T-shirt? I'm like,
Yeah.
I know you're crying right now, but let me get this XL.
But anyways, dude, thank you guys for making the drive.
Yeah, man. Of course, man. Yeah, thanks for having us. We're excited for this for sure.
Dude, so it's funny because I feel like I just saw a video pop up, like a memory from back in February. You guys were out here in Riverside for that backyard house show.
At the slab, right?
Yeah, we were.
No.
It was
The other one, orange shirt.
the orange
Okay.
one. Yeah. We were both at that show.
Oh, shit.
'cause we had gone out. That was Martin and First Impulse's first show.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So
That
we
was
rolled,
Yeah.
and I just remember we were both like, I don't know whether to be stoked on this or feel real uncomfortable about this because there's so many young kids here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
But dude, that show was like gnarly. That was actually the first time I'd seen you guys play.
Cool.
Yeah.
Which for such like a backyard, like, dude, it was sick. You guys
Yeah.
killed it.
Did you catch the fights that they were doing? They were like the boxing match.
Boxing
match. The guy that came up when we were playing, he was like, "Oh, we're betting for money. You guys want to fight?"
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
He's like, let me see the mic real quick. And then he made that announcement. I was like, fuck it. You know?
All right.
Underage fighting. That's cool. You know?
Let's go,
Dude, because you said that you're a teacher, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was-
I felt, I'm not gonna lie, I felt really uncomfortable being there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was just like, I loved it because, just in the music scene in general, whenever you see a whole bunch of kids get together and go to shows and fuck with your shit and buy merch, even though this is like their first time seeing you, like, that's super cool,
Yeah.
So I was excited about it, but at the same time, I see everybody with the balloons and smoking weed and all kinds of shit, and I'm just like, I'm not supposed to be here. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm glad this is in Riverside because there's absolutely no students of mine that are out here.
Right.
Sure.
This is not my school district.
Yeah. So I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it did feel a little uncomfortable, but yeah, that's probably like one of our most fun shows that we had.
Yeah, you guys set went off. Like,
Hey, thank you.
I'm watching that.
You never know what to expect at a backyard show, right? Like as far as the sound and stuff malfunctioning or the people, whatever, right? But that show is fucking fun.
I just loved how like all the kids just wanted to move. Like, no matter what, like, there was no like just still. No one was just standing there watching. Everyone just wanted to. It seemed like even when the song was done, they were still like.
Yeah.
But it was so much fun.
Dude, we were at that show and I remember texting my girl like, dude, this is sick. Like, I'm so stoked that these shows are still going off. Like, there's house shows and stuff. And I was like, but these girls are like the kids' age, and I don't know how to feel about this.
Yeah, we even asked too, like, is this a normal thing for Riverside house shows? And some of the people were telling us like, yeah, like this is how it goes down. I was like, this is fucking sick.
I think it just depends on the show that you go to, or the house show.
Gotcha. Yeah. I know. We were playing with the Runts that night, and they do attract like a bigger, younger punk crowd.
Yeah.
You know, so that's probably one of the biggest reasons why it was the way it was. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a fun ass show.
That was fun, man. That was cool.
And I'm not gonna lie, I thought I was setting myself up for failure in the beginning because right off the bat, I told them I was like, "This is our first time out here in the IE. We just ate Baker's for the first time. It tastes like lunch food or cafeteria food."
We hated on us so
people
much.
started booing us and like,
Not me, dude. I was like,
and so I put the mic down for a bit. I was like, "Damn, I think I fucked up." But no, you know,
They forgot.
they forgot for sure. They were too high. You know?
That's so sick.
I don't know if this is true, but so we have a beef, an ongoing beef going on with another podcast because we are Taco Bell like diehards,
okay.
and they're Del Taco diehards.
Oh shit.
So it's pretty intense, but but for me, I was always told that Baker's is like it's like the white version of Del Taco, like it's like the same company.
Oh, is it?
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
know
Okay.
that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, and so
I thought that Del Taco was Jack in the Box. I thought it was owned by like the same parent company.
I don't want to believe that.
So I don't know.
But anyway, yeah, I would have been cheering, been like, yeah, dude.
Well, for me, yeah, Taco Bell over Del Taco all the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
Taco Bell
I know.
better.
I know Russell and Omar are huge like Taco
yeah,
Bell
we are.
fans.
Dude.
Hell yeah.
I try to stay away from both. I'm not gonna lie.
It's just like I could get
But-
full for like $5, and I'm like, damn, I got like 3 burritos for $5. Like,
That's true.
This is all I need. So
and you were vegan for a while, so that was like very
for a
very
little, I
convenient,
just
right?
just last year, like around this time, I gave up meat and dairy for like 6 months, and then I kind of just went back into it. It's just something that I've always tried here and there, and I respect like all that and like the reasons why they do it. And I always tell myself, I could do it. And then I go and I get into it. I make a bunch of really good vegan food. I like to cook and, you know, get into it, go to a bunch of really good restaurants. And then later on, like throughout the year, I kind of just miss, you know, like being there with my family and eating what they're eating. So it's kind of, I guess I don't have the strength to do it. But
It's tough, man.
Yeah.
It's hard to maintain.
I forget what comedian he's like. They're like, what's the hardest thing about being vegan, or what do you miss most about like when you're being vegan? He's like, I miss my family.
Yeah.
He's like, I miss my friends.
Yeah.
They abandon you for a little bit. Yeah.
For me, I think the hardest thing about being like a vegetarian or vegan, I think, isn't giving up the meat and the cheese. It's having to deal with all the people asking you stupid questions like, oh, you know, that's more unhealthy. You know, all that the vegan meat substitutes are bad for you. They're worse than real meat. And just like people asking me, why am I doing it? And all this, and me having to explain to them. It's like they never cared about my health when I was like eating carne asada.
Right.
You know, it's like, all of a sudden, you know, I'm eating something healthy and they're like, hey, that's not good for you.
It's like, bro, it's like we've smashed lots of Taco Bell together. Don't talk to me about healthy food.
Right.
Dude, but that Taco Bell, like they had a lot of good like vegetarian or vegan options for everybody. That's why. So my girl's vegetarian. I'm not, but she is. That's like the only fast food spot that we agree on.
Yeah.
to go
Yeah.
to Taco
They
Bell.
have a lot of good options. They even have that like nacho cheese now, like the plant-based nacho cheese, which I haven't tried yet, but I mean,
Yeah.
that's cool.
I haven't tried it yet either.
But if I were to pick, I'd say Taco Bell over Del Taco for sure. I think Del Taco have only had like it was like a chicken strip inside of a tortilla.
Oh, those are terrible.
I think that was like the ononly thing I had, you know, and I was like, okay, this is not great.
Yeah.
But Taco Bell, I for sure love their sauces, and they do got some good stuff like was it like a crunchy?
The Crunch Wrap?
Yeah, the crunch wrap. That's pretty good.
I always just stick to like the value menu, like just like the $1.50 burritos and stuff.
Dude, I will say that the fucking spicy potato tacos are fire. Yeah,
And
I
the
fuck with
Fiesta
that.
veggie burrito too.
Yeah.
That thing is awesome.
It's so sick. But yeah, dude, I still feel like, and we'll jump off Taco Bell after this. I still feel like Taco Bell is superior if you've left California, right? Like if you've only been in California, you love Del Taco because it's everywhere. But as soon as you start leaving and like traveling different places, you love Del Taco like on the East Coast. You know, so, but maybe there is now. I think there is now. But
Yeah, other places have their spots, and it's just not the same.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's like the safe spot to go to because you know what you're gonna get,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
it's like the whole Whataburger In-N-Out debate. You know,
God. There's no comparison to me. I'm just like, I don't know. Like I felt like when I went to Whataburger, I was like in Jack in the Box. Like I felt like I don't know.
It wasn't
I
impressive.
wasn't that impressed, especially when they compare it to In-N-Out because you can't compare that to In-N-Out.
Yeah.
Like,
It's funny you say that. I feel like that is a better comparison.
Yeah.
Our Jack in the Box.
yeah, right.
Chicken box.
Yeah.
All the Texans right now are like,
Yeah,
guys. Yeah.
They're gonna hate us.
Unsubscribe.
All the Bakers fans and then all the Texans.
Yeah, I know. We're losing people slowly.
cancel.
Yeah.
Just losing fans over fast food. So sick.
You didn't want him anyway. Just kidding, guys.
Dude, so all right, so that show in February was you guys' first show on the IE.
Yeah.
Right? When did Jackknife start officially? 2021?
2021, yeah, we had our very first show. 2021, I think it was like September time. It was Under the Bridge when they were like throwing a whole bunch of shows under the bridge. Yeah,
Damn, those shows looked so sick. I never made it out to one of those.
you know what? I always wanted to go to like the Dead City. Who else was it? I think the Runs and like Barrage, and like I always saw videos during quarantine, and I was like, that looks fucking sick.
Yeah.
you know. And then you see like LAPD with the helicopter. Yeah. So we got to play one under the bridge. It was in Cudahy, which is like between Southgate and I forgot what other city, but around that area. And that was another one where there's a lot of young kids doing drugs, selling drugs. I don't know if you remember. They had like little tables set up and they were selling drugs.
Yeah.
And
You're like full on dispensary. You're like, what?
Yeah. They got shrooms and all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
Dude.
But
wow.
so Cudahy's next to Southgate, and I teach in Southgate.
Oh, okay.
And so I was like, God damn it. Like,
Yeah, this-
why? You
this
know,
might
the
be a
first
problem.
show. This it. This will be my first and last. Like, that's it. I'm done, you know? No, but that was a very fun show. And we played with Evil Ways. And that was like the first time, I think that was the first time I met you guys. Yeah.
So I wasn't in the band yet, but I was playing with another band that I was in called Evil Ways, and we played that same night. And I remember these guys from Lynwood too, and I was like, oh, these guys sound super cool. I was playing with the band Evil Ways that I was in. It's pretty much Mortar Pride, me in it, and then we wrote different songs. So
And Omar?
Oh yeah, Omar was in it. Yeah,
Yeah.
our bass player now, he was in that band as well.
That's funny.
Yeah. So like I remember hearing another band from Lynwood that put some songs out, and I was like, dude, this shit's dope. And I was talking to Richard and them, and I was like, hey, have you heard of this band? He's like, yeah, I know those guys. This is really cool. And just one day I think it was it, how many shows did you guys play before I hopped on?
Just a couple.
Just two,
Probably
yeah.
like a handful or
I
less.
guess I was supposed to
Yeah.
fill in on guitar because Moses couldn't make it for his job. He was like out of town. So I just learned the songs real quick, and then when he got back, they were like, why don't you just hop on second guitar? And I was like, yeah, I'm down.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
That's
so
how that-
you guys were like a 4-piece to start with, and then
Yeah.
Okay.
We were a 4-piece, and at the time, so real quick, I'm trying to make it short.
No, take your
But
time, man.
no, like Jackknife was always an idea since like probably like 2019 or so, right when COVID hit.
Right.
And it was like more or so like it was just me wanting to write something. And so our guitarist Moses, we used to write music back in the day, and we've been friends since like 9th, 10th grade. So I was just like, he's more into like writing like death metal kind of style.
Right.
And so I asked him, I was like, he fucks with like hardcore stuff too. So I was like, hey, can you help me out? You know, write some little hardcore shit, you know? And he's like, yeah, I'm down. And we had like fake drums on it and stuff. Like that's how we wrote our first couple of songs. And then last minute we got a bassist and our friend Achi to play drums. And originally all of us were from Lynwood. And like a couple of days before, Achi learned or put some drums onto the songs, and we recorded with Rolly.
What's that?
Shout out to Rolly. And we put it out. You know, we had no expectations, nothing. We just wanted to write and put something out. So that's what we did. And that was like sometime like in August of 2021. And then we got hit up for that September show by Junior from Hoodcore. Shout out to Junior. And we saw Evil Ways was on it. We're like, fuck yeah, like we're cool with, you know, the Mortal Pride guys, so let's do it. And yeah, that's how it started. But yeah, that's how it started. And we played a couple of shows, and then we got Rob on bass, which is a mutual friend of ours, mine and Russell. He used to play for a band called TIE Fighter back in the
Rob,
day.
like vocalist Rob?
Yeah.
Rob Rodriguez?
Yeah, he was our bassist for a while.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Shit.
Yeah. And then we got Russell on board, and you know, rest is history.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which is crazy too, because like when I was in high school and me and Moses, we used to go to backyard shows and go watch TIE Fighter and Countdown. I always try to make myself not say count time.
Yeah.
You know? Countdown.
Yeah.
So it's crazy to think that we were able to get Rob from TIE Fighter and then Russell from Countdown. You know, like we grew up going to backyard shows watching them play. So it was pretty sick.
The Green Turtle? What was that? What?
Oh yeah, I passed by that the other day too, and I was telling my wife like, "This is a Green Turtle." She's like, "What's that?" I was like, "They used to have so many cool shows there." So many cool and it just looks so sad now, all like fenced up. And
I mean, it looked sad back then too.
Oh yeah, but even worse now because there's like
something like
no, it looked like there was like tall weeds and like fence.
Oh damn,
it looks abandoned for sure.
Did we played there one time and like the promoter just gave up. Like we booked this show and then all of a sudden he's like, Emir's in town and somebody else is in town. There's like 4 other huge shows in there.
Oh, fuck.
And he was just like, sorry guys. And we're like, what?
So did you just cancel the show?
No, the show still went on, but there like it was a small crowd. But it was still fun. I mean, we still had a good time, but he like you could tell he was bummed that there were other shows in the area and he was like, sorry guys. We're like, it was still fun.
That's living in Southern California.
Oh,
yeah, for sure. Okay. Yeah.
So
when did you your EP, which is like 10 songs, I was like how's this an EP?
Almost. Yeah. Well, I mean, because like 2 of them are sound clips and one of them's like 11 seconds. Yeah. So it was like.
Oh, and then the other one's I guess you could count the intro as a song.
Still counts.
Yeah, it still counts.
I've never seen.
We didn't want to call it an album. You know, it just felt weird.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
I don't know. Because it's still only like 17 minutes long.
Yeah,
it's real quick,
right?
It's funny. I was like, what? I was like, this is 10 tracks. It's 10 tracks. And then I looked and I saw it was like around 17 minutes. I was like, okay, I guess that makes sense.
You're like, this isn't an EP.
Did you guys release that one through? Is there Nothing Less?
Yeah, through Nothing Less. Yeah.
How did all that come about?
That's actually pretty funny. So, you know, going back again to Evil Ways. So I actually don't remember who approached us. I want to say it was probably Nick from Nothing Less and Self Sabotage. And he told us that if we were down to do a split with Evil Ways, it was like a 3-way split, right?
Yeah, right.
Who was it?
Evil Ways.
Okay, that's what it was. Yeah, so it was us, Evil Ways, and Self Sabotage. That would have been super sick. And we had a group text going on and talking about it. And right away, we started writing stuff. Or we already had songs actually that we didn't put out. And then Evil Ways were like taking a while to like write.
We didn't. We just like, I don't know. We
basically it fell apart.
Yeah, we were like, oh, this is cool, such a cool idea, and then like we just never got together to write shit.
Yeah,
we'd get together just to practice for like a show, and then just nothing. We just had really bad writer's block. I don't know what it was, but yeah, not much came out of it.
It's like that.
Yeah, for real. Hey, writer's block is a bitch.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it just fell apart. And then Nick talked to us and said, well, if you guys are still down, we could release something with just you guys. We're like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. So originally, you know, and I don't want to go into details too much, but we had like 3 songs recorded, right? And, you know, stuff happened and we didn't get to release it. So it got delayed a little bit more. Mm-hmm. And then we were just like, well, fuck it, let's just write some more since we have more new shit. Right. And we made it into an EP, but... You know, I wanted to throw in some skits in there because I'm a big fan of like Ludacris skits and Kanye skits. So, you know, so we threw that in there, and yeah, that's our fucking 10-track EP right there.
Yeah. And we don't have to go into this too much, but you're a teacher. Mm. What kind of you don't have to say school or anything, but like what grades and?
No, that's cool, man. I could talk about it. I teach PE and I teach health, and I also coach girls basketball and track and field too. A lot of other shit.
So you're an athlete.
Former athlete, you know. But yeah, so I teach mostly 10th grade, and sometimes I have like some juniors and seniors and stuff like that, or freshmen. But yeah, I teach at a high school, and then at this high school is like a complex, and there's 3 high schools in it. But yeah. That's where I teach in
Any
age
of your-
groups.
Any of the kids know about Jackknife?
Oh man, I don't think Russell was in the band yet, but I think so. So what happened was we played a backyard in Watts, and I recognized one of my students there, but she wasn't like at the show. I think it was her house.
Oh.
Yeah. So Jen, she used to sing for a band called Forced Identity, and she used to throw shows and stuff like that. So she threw a show in Watts. And at this house, like they were like selling tacos, and she was out there like selling tacos. And I was like, hopefully she didn't see me, So we played the show, got out of there. Probably like within a week or two, like it just started kind of spreading. And so I had like a couple of students come up to me and ask me, "Do you play for a band?" And I was like, "Nope, that's not me." And then this one time, I also have a homeroom, an advisory class, and one of my, I think they were a junior at the time, and they're like, "Is this you?" And they showed me a picture, and I was like,
Like, dang, looks.
yeah, I
Looks
did.
just like me.
I was like, why? Because he has a beard. Like that's me. Like I was like, that's kind of And I was like, no, that's not me. And then they like zoomed into my pants, and I was wearing a freaking lanyard of like the softball team.
Oh shit!
And they're like, they zoomed in. And I was like, that's still not me. And you can't prove it, So for like probably for like a whole year, I was denying it. And these kids knew, but I was just denying it. And then it just spread like wildfire. Like I started seeing a whole bunch of people just following the page, and there was like all these like kids and students, and I was like, fuck. But I think the day that I embraced it, which I think is still pretty damn cool, is I had these 3 kids in my health class, and they showed up to class, and they made their own Jackknife shirts.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and it's funny too because I took a picture of the kids, and I showed it to the guys, and they're like, "Damn,
Looks
like
better than ours.
that looks better than our shirt." Yeah. But basically they just put our original logo on their t-shirt, and it had like full color, and I was like, "Damn, we don't even got full color on our shit."
Sick.
Yeah. So then after that, that's when I was like, okay, cool. Like it is what it is,
Is that something you can get in trouble for, or is that?
That's what I didn't know. I
Yeah.
think my biggest concern was that like if admin will come at me for stuff, but it's not like I'm saying a whole bunch of negative shit or like,
right,
you know what I mean? Like basically my lyrics are just like stuff that I grew up that I grew up with, right? Like dealing with shit. And that's basically it. But yeah, so I guess I was worried about it a little bit too much because I don't know if it's like a fine line with anything like that. But it is my personal life, so I didn't. At the end of the day, I was like, I don't think they could come at me, and no like teacher or admin or anybody ever came at me with asking me questions about it. So it was just students, and I think students are very low key. Like, I don't think they'll say much,
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those things where like it. You're not in a band that's like pushing like hate. You're not in a band that's pushing
Right.
anything like that. So it's not something that they could really like. What can they be upset about?
Right. Yeah.
Are you guys straight edge?
I am. Me and Moses are. These guys are stoners.
The
Which is
Steezy
cool.
shirt didn't give it away or anything.
Because I mean, if they ever did, be like, dude, I say no to drugs, guys. Like,
yeah. That's one thing that I was like, it's not like they're ever gonna catch me like drinking or smoking weed or doing some hard drugs. Like I'm straight edge, and I don't really claim it much, even though I got drug free on my legs. But but yeah, I'm never gonna be worried about them catching me slipping.
Right.
I think so. I still think one of the coolest straight edge tattoos I've ever seen is Jason Butler. Used to be Let Live, Fever 33.
Fever, yeah.
He has 3 X's, but the middle X is the Jordan.
That's awesome.
Sick.
That's cool.
Is it like varsity X's and he's got it inside or yeah? Okay,
Pretty sure if I'm remembering correctly.
that's sick.
Crazy ass front man.
That's wild. I did counseling at a towards the tail end of the pandemic, like 2021. I was counseling at a school, and I'd gone in, and like my my teacher, mentor person, I'm spacing on what the proper title is, but like she'd always tell us, like, don't share too much of your personal life, like especially with like some of these kids, like one, they can find anything about you and all that stuff. And so and then another, word of advice was they told me like, you want to get kids to trust you based on like your merit of like connecting with them. Like don't like use this as a cheap way to get them. Like they call your music or whatever. And so I took that to heart. And so I did really good. I like when I didn't say anything, I had one kid who we talk about music all the time. And every now and then I'd give him like advice and he'd be like, "Oh, that's how'd you know to do that?" I'm like, "Oh, I have friends and stuff. Like I think I saw it on YouTube or something. I don't know." And then
They're like, this is very specific advice. You know?
And the very last day of school. So I'd been really good not sharing anything. And the very last day of school, the principal was like, they said something about traveling, and they're like, "Oh, well, ask Mr. Perez. His band used to tour the world." And then they're like, "What? Like you're in a band? So you did that? That was you?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "But we don't play anymore. I'm not in the band anymore." At the time, we were still on hiatus. And but yeah, it's funny. Like I feel like eventually they're gonna find out.
You're gonna find out, man.
Yeah, especially now, dude. Kids. Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Let me zoom in.
Dude, they've shown me stuff from our band page and then stuff that they just like screenshot. I remember one time too, I had this kid, he was gonna graduate probably like last year or 2 years ago. He's like, "Can I follow you on Instagram?" And I was like, "Nah, man, you can't." But he was like, "I bet I could find your page though." And I was like, "I doubt it. I don't have my name, anywhere on my page. I don't even have a picture of myself. It's just like my back, with like a hood on or a beanie on or something." And he fucking found me. And I was like, I don't know how. But then, band page, you got to think about, they're going to look through the tagged photos. And every now and then you're going to have someone tag you,
Yeah.
So I don't know if you noticed, but whenever I like post a story or something, like I never put like our personal @,
Oh yeah.
I know bands do that, which is fine, but personally for me, I was like, I don't want anyone just trying to follow us, especially students. But back to what you mentioned though about, it's funny that you said, they say don't share too much personal stuff, and which is true. That's what they say. But at the end of the day, I feel like they see you more as like a normal person if you do share a little bit more of your personal things, I remember when I was in middle school, I had a teacher. His name was Mr. Young, and his nephew was the drummer for No Doubt.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Okay. And he would bring us like signed posters and stuff like that.
Dude, that's sick.
Yeah, and he would share stuff about like his personal life and anything related to that. And I always thought that was really cool, and that always stuck with me, And then I had this. I didn't have him as a PE teacher, but Moses did, and I had a couple of other friends. His name was Mr. Bellinger, and he would buy kids tickets to Vans Warped Tour.
Oh,
Yeah. So I think he had like a connect because he was a skater or something like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so that was always like really cool, So I try not to talk about music stuff at all. If they bring it up, I'll still deny it to this day. But sometimes, like, if they just keep asking me, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's me, Yeah. And sometimes they make up a lot of stories, which is hilarious. There's one time I called off on like a Monday, and it was just 3 days, right? It was a 3-day weekend for me, and I came back on Tuesday. And all the kids were like, "Oh, I heard you were on tour." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "A 3-day tour?" Like, you know what I mean? But first of all, I was like, "No, that's not true." And I was actually sick. But yeah, it just spread. And all these kids were like, "Oh, how was tour?" And I was like, "What?" Yeah, it's crazy.
That's cool. Yeah, I think, but like,
don't tell anyone about my tour with Hatebreed. Okay?
I should have made something up.
Like, don't share that. It's a rumor.
yeah, getting to that level where you're like kind of like on a personal level, like obviously you can't do too much with your students, but like they tend to connect with you more.
For sure.
Like it sounds bad, but they respect you more if you're not just like I'm your teacher, fucking listen to what I say and just do it.
Right. Makes it sound like very robotic, you know, if it is that way, you know.
I think for me too with music, I was also just scared just for myself because there was a time when like, especially when I was like finishing up my like my undergrad, that like it would be such a thing for me to like drop out right before like I graduate. Like that'd be such a move for me to be like, fuck this, I'm going back on tour, or like, and so I was always afraid of like music. I was like afraid of like, once it hits your lips, you can't can't stop. And so I think maybe for me I was probably more about like, I'm not going to share this at all. But if they want to talk about like movies or like TV shows or like really basic like level of music,
Yeah.
then I could do that.
You didn't want to get the itch again.
I don't want to get the itch, dude. I was terrified, dude. I was terrified. And then, ironically enough, my I was like, was that me? And then one of my professors was the one that was like encouraging me to like do music. He's like, dude, you could do both. Like,
shit.
He's like, you could do both. Like, I don't see why you would stop that side. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always wondered that too, if it was possible to do that, you know. And then I saw who was it? Was it damn, I'm drawing a blank right now on the band name, but who?
Mind Force?
Is he a teacher too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't know that, but I was thinking of the dude from Have Heart. What's his Fiddlehead?
Yeah, Pat.
He's a teacher too.
Yeah. No, wait. Is it Fiddlehead? Yeah, Fiddlehead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a teacher too.
Oh, okay.
And I remember I saw them. I don't remember where I saw them, but they played that night. And then he said he had to catch a flight back because he had class to teach the next day, which is pretty cool. You know, it's a lot of work, but that's cool.
The band that did that too, that blew my mind, was bass player from Reign Supreme.
Oh shit! Okay.
It's that band, but same thing. He was like a high math, like crazy math like teacher, like calculus. I say calculus, crazy to me.
Right? Yeah. Algebra 2 is crazy to me.
Yeah. I love geometry though. I did that shit twice.
By choice?
Fucking shapes, man.
Dude.
Right?
Dude. Actually, I did really well at geometry. I hated algebra. It was the worst.
Nerd.
Dude, Asian kid, real bad at math.
Same.
What?
Yeah.
It's like kids would always try to like copy off me, and I'm like, good luck. You're not getting any right answers. I'm writing down whatever right now just to make it look like I did the work.
Just C,
Making like designs with my Scantron, just like
Yeah.
going zigzags.
They still pass you though. They just assume that you got it right.
Right.
Yeah, it's probably fine.
Yeah.
You just put C all the way straight down. Do you guys remember that? Like that was a thing. Like I remember in middle school, they would tell us like, just do C. You'll probably get most of them right that way. Like statistically,
Oh yeah, right.
that shit didn't work.
Oh, fuck. All right, I got let's see here. I got a couple of questions for you guys. One box of pizza. Can you guys talk about your experience growing up in Lynwood?
Oh shit. Oh yeah, so that was my point actually, and I forgot to even finish that. But we started off as a Lynwood band, but then you know the drummer that wrote the drums for the first demo, he just helped us out, and that was it, you know. And then our original bassist had to bounce, and then you know we had a different lineup. So now we have Omar and Russell, who's been with us for a cool minute. But the only ones from Lynwood now is just me and Moses. So actually this year we're talking about it. We're like, you know what, I'm gonna still rep Lynwood because that's where I'm from, and you know that's how the band started too. And you know, growing up in Lynwood is like always having a chip on your shoulder and kind of trying to put that name out there a lot for our city, you know. And the reason for that being is because number one, no one knew where the fuck Lynwood was.
Right.
So people would ask us, "Where's Lynwood?" Or no, "Where are you from?" We would say Lynwood. They're like, "Where's that? Did you say Lakewood?" Like, no. Inglewood? No. Another wood, Lynwood. So we'd always have to say, sometimes we're like, "Oh, Compton." And they'd be like, "Oh, okay. You know, that's like the closest thing. But yeah, so it's just me and Moses. But growing up in Lynwood, you know, I'm able to reflect on it now as an adult, and you know, there's things that I question. I was like, how did I think that was normal as a kid? You know, having like for example, in high school, we had to go through metal detectors. In elementary school, I saw a kid get stabbed in the head with a sharpened pencil. Middle school, I saw multiple stabbings with the ice pick. That's one that I still remember to this day. And then high school was just another different animal. But yeah, growing up in Lynwood, it was tough, you know, just like other cities, I'm sure. But I think that's why I personally wanted to talk about these experiences because number one, you know, Lynwood isn't represented in any type of way. Yeah. You know, if people do know about Lynwood, it's because of Weird Al Yankovic.
It's like such a weird pull.
Yeah, right. You know, other ones that we'll mention is like for wrestling fans, Vader. Vader was from Lynwood.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think he played football there, but he was for sure from Lynwood. But yeah, that was that experience right there, you know. Now it's different. My parents still live there, so I'm around there quite often, like every week. It's still pretty ghetto, but growing up was definitely different, especially like early 2000s, 90s. I was a 90s baby, so it was pretty tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it made it on the record art too, like the little Lynwood sign.
Oh yeah, we threw it on there a little bit, you know.
Cool.
Yeah, we even threw in LB too, because for a cool minute, Rob and Russell are from Long Beach, so we threw in LB for them in there. So I don't know if you guys, I don't have the hoodie on. I had the hoodie on earlier, but it has LB like on one of the hats, right? On like one of the little characters.
Yeah.
So
That's cool.
we threw in Long Beach in there.
Let's go. We had Cold View on a couple weeks ago, and I like that they just kind of embrace all the areas that they're from.
Yeah.
From everywhere.
Cool dudes, by the way, man. Really cool dudes. Shout out to Colby. Where I actually listened to that podcast too. That was a great podcast. Great episode.
Yeah, they're fun, man. It's cool. It's been exciting for us to like we wanted to get bands from the scene, and it's cool that we've been getting like IE bands, and now we're kind of making our way towards LA.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I don't know. It's exciting, and I'm liking that. I love that you can like rep where you're from, but like everyone seems to be supportive of everybody's scenes right now.
For sure. Yeah. Everybody respects each other's scenes, which is really cool, you know. And another thing too is, and I think it was, so the first time in IE was a Riverside show, and then the second time was a Slab, which is like somebody's backyard. Oh yeah, it was here in Colton. Yeah. And it made me realize like the IE scene is like probably at the top.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's wild. Yeah.
Crazy.
So I always shout out IE. Like, there's a lot of fucking. First of all, there's a lot of bands coming out from the IE, but they're all great, man. Like, and they're all putting in so much work and doing so much, you know. And off the top of my head, Andres from 5.7, he's doing so much for the IE in general, you know. And he was actually the one who I had never met the dude, and I had never talked to him, and we were planning on throwing our EP release shows, and I just said, "Fuck it, let me reach out to him." And he was like more than happy to help us out, and he's the one who helped us book the EP release. And ever since then, like we've had like a really cool connection and always talk. So yeah, but he's doing a lot of great things.
That's cool.
It's cool to see, because I mean, you know, we kind of like stepped away from the scene for a little bit, and then came back within the last few years, and then just seeing like even like. It feels like kids, right? Like, I'm the old man now, but just seeing everybody like out here just grinding and like, fucking putting in work, and we're gonna play shows. It doesn't matter where it's at. It can be like the Slab, like somebody's backyard, it can be, whatever. Like we just want to play shows. And then we were talking to Davey about it, because he had that viral clip where they were just like fucking body slamming each other. Like
what video was this? I think I might have seen it.
Yeah, you had to. It's
basically him crowd killing everybody.
It God Awful's playing, but he's like crowd killing, and then some dude just body slams him.
Oh, I've seen that one.
I have seen that. Is that the dude that you guys had on the latest episode? Okay, yeah. I knew he looked familiar. Yeah.
So he was involved with like he back in the day they would do like all the Tough Love festivals and things like that.
Oh, sick. Okay.
And then he kind of branched out on his own. He's booking stuff now too, but he's trying to push too for like IE and getting like a good location out here for shows. And
That's what's up. Yeah, because I think for the IE, there's really no place anymore, right?
Yeah.
Because they closed down the Baseline, which was doing great.
It's like the big thing, especially out here, is like everybody, like there's so much talent, there's so many bands, there's so many people willing to work, but then also those same people will like shoot themselves in the foot, right? Like people love Baseline. Then from what I heard, I don't know if this is a true story, somebody broke in and stole the PA.
That's what I heard too.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, fuck, like we just fucked up our own spot. Not saying that it was somebody within
the
scene, right? But somebody that had to be loosely connected, like, I came to a show here, saw this.
Someone that knew that there was something in there. Yeah.
So I don't know. It's like hopefully, and I've been talking to Mike a lot about this too. Like, I really want to find a spot where we can do, even if it's just something small, like a Chain Reaction size venue in Riverside again, just to have something out here that's like that's willing to put up with the trash cans being thrown,
Yeah.
holes put in the walls. Like
You got to sign up for it.
this just comes
It's
with
a
the
part-
territory.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You know, so
I like that. That's
Hey,
an
that-
IE thing, by the way.
That Raincross district spot is pretty.
Oh,
sweet.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Like,
Yeah.
I just wish they'd fill in that floor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
People seem too scared to,
Yeah.
you know, it's like a little swimming pool with like you know, and then like everyone's just standing outside of it.
Dude.
You know, I was thinking about that, and you know, so if you're listening right now, make it like a hazard. You know,
Yeah.
like if there's like a fire, like make it into a fire hazard where you got to close off or you got to tell people you can't stand here,
Yeah.
right? So that way people can fill up the middle spot.
Yeah.
Make it more fun.
Even like it's not that deep. Just put like
It's
some
not.
platforms in there just to
Or that too.
It's an
Yeah,
ankle
yeah.
breaker. Like I haven't seen a show there, but we went this last weekend just to check it out. And I was just looking at it, I was just like, yeah, broken ankles.
Yeah,
Like that's
right.
like straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are just intimidated by it. It's just like they don't want to.
Dude.
Like, yeah.
We were there like a couple weeks ago for the Zabalba show. Zabalba,
Oh, yeah.
Desmadre, everybody, Darson. And that was like just so many people packed in, and it's like everybody's trying to
Stay on the side.
On the sides.
on the side. So that, and then there's just these fucking giant dudes in the pit in the middle. You're like,
Yeah.
like, oh, just stay over here. But it like those shows go off. Like it's
do.
fucking sick. It's just that floor. Just like,
Something about that damn
something.
floor. Yeah.
Like you would see dudes just go like flying and just like, there's nowhere for them to go because their ankles are against the steps. But
I don't know what's worse. I feel like that might be worse than like there's just the venue that will have like the pole like right on the front of the
Oh,
stage.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
right in the middle of the floor.
just
It's
put like one
why?
little gym pad around and hope for the best.
Tie up a couple of hoodies to it.
Yeah.
Dude.
And you know what? One bad thing could happen. You know, I'm not saying it will, but if one bad thing would have happened, like a type of injury, I'm pretty sure that place is gonna shut down. You know,
Yeah.
and that's probably like the scary part.
Yeah.
You know, because what I think about when I go to shows and I see something like that, I'm not. I got to go to work the next day. I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to get hurt out here. You know.
Yeah.
Even now playing pickup basketball, I'm like, I'm not trying to roll my ankle. Like I'd rather just shoot around. You know.
That's what I've been doing.
Mike's recently discovered the basketball court at the gym, so he's just been
Oh hell yeah! Oh yeah, I saw that video. Yeah. Hey, we should do a pickup game, man.
Dude, I'm down.
Let's do it. Let's do it. So if anybody from the IE or OC or LA hardcore scene wants to get together and do some pickup basketball, let's do it. Let's run it.
yeah.
That'd be fun.
My thing was baseball,
Mm-hmm.
and so like only a handful of times, like people that would know that I like baseball, they'd like bring an extra glove so I could throw with them.
Yeah,
That's sick.
Yeah, it's like
that's always fun. I used to carry gloves and baseballs in my trunk for the longest, just in case
just in case.
someone wanted, play some catch.
It's so you could carry your bat in there and not.
And not get in trouble. That's the rule. That's the rule.
Hey, chill, bro.
Oh, yeah. It's like this here. It's like he looks like he's never thrown a ball in a day of his life. Got like 5 bats in his trunk though.
Hey man, teaching high school, I'll tell you though, there's a lot of kids that cannot throw a ball.
It's wild.
I don't know,
Dude.
I don't know if it's just this new generation or something, but
Kids aren't going outside.
they're not,
it is
right?
true.
Yeah.
So I coached baseball, tiny private school, which fine. Kids are getting sent there for education, not sports. Get it? But also like. You've never thrown a rock at someone, You've never like thrown fruits at your, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was just, I remember my first time coaching because I had a whole crop of these new younger kids, and I could not believe that they couldn't throw.
Yeah.
I was just like,
Like the worst form.
where's form? I was like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
I'll blast him because he's our buddy now, but we had a kid named Ryan. This kid Ryan Foss, ripped little kid, and when he tried to throw, I was like, "What?" I was like, "Bro," he's like, "I ride dirt bikes." I was like, "Okay,
Yeah.
okay." I have nothing with that. I don't know how to like work that into like throwing, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's a new generation. You either were like raised into like whatever sport it is. You were either like raised into it, and you have like a trainer, and you go to a facility, and you do all this crazy stuff. Or you just never played.
Or you just never played at
You just
all.
never
Yeah.
played.
Or your dad hates you and he didn't want to play catch with you.
All right, let's see here. So I guess for both of you, what got you into hardcore or heavy music?
Damn. You want to start, Russ?
Start, yeah. I'd say I was maybe 10th, 11th grade. I got into bands like first hardcore band. It was a Christian Point of Recognition. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I heard that and I was like, this
You
is
old
sick.
fuck.
Like, yeah, sorry. But I think before that I was listening to like Korn and like, you know, stuff like that.
That's fair.
Heard them and I was like, dude, this is sick. And then I started getting more into like those type of like the other Christian hardcore bands. What were those? Like Figure 4 and
Fuck yeah.
all those bands. And then I got into like Throwdown, and that's what got me into that type of hardcore until I started hanging out with all the Lynwood guys. So yeah, I'm not from Lynwood, but I was in Lynwood enough because like I hung out with all the like.
You're honorary Lynwood, bro.
Yeah, which is just like go down Imperial a little bit, and you'll be there in Lynwood. So I spent a lot of time there.
That's true. We were close. Down in Lynwood was really close.
Just right on the other side of Imperial. So they got me more into like the like youth crew, kind of like punk hardcore, you know. And then I kind of just stopped listening to like the more metalcore type stuff, and was super into that. You know, they got me into bands like. God, I always draw a blank when I try to think of old bands, but like like Mental and like. All the bands from like around here, like Alsaybar, like I was into like Final Fight and the Miracle Mile and drawing a blank right now. But yeah, that's what got me into it. I started with like the Christian hardcore, and just kind of just evolved into what it is now. But
did they make you go to church? Or?
yeah, I did go to. I was going to church. So I actually did go to church. Within this past month, like twice.
Oh, shit.
But only because of the holidays.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
You know, so
Shout out to church, man.
yeah.
And the reason why I say that is because their hardcore scene was wild.
Oh,
I remember going to Dynasty shows, and it was fucking crazy.
Dude, Dynasty shows were insane.
They were insane. Yeah, Dynasty, and then Marcel had this other band too. I think it was Loud and Rowdy.
Oh yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that.
they had a band called Loud and Rowdy, and it
He
was
sang for that band, right?
yeah, he sang for that band. Yeah, and their shows were wild too. But also, if it wasn't for we grew up Catholic. If it wasn't for catechism, me and Moses would have never met.
Oh really?
Yeah, we had a catechism class. I think it was a second. We had to do it for 2 years for some fucking reason. And the second year, we had a class together, and I remember he was like doodling like band names on like his folder or whatever. Yeah. I remember him writing like Shadows Fall and like Lamb of God, and I was like, okay, like that's sick.
Writing in regular print. Not even the logo. Just like,
I'm pretty sure he was like
Just listing bands.
yeah. Regular fine print, you know. No, I remember he was like trying to draw like their logos and stuff because I think he was like into graffiti at the time.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, we started talking from then, and yeah, that's how I met him. So, see, shout out to church.
Dude,
Church, man.
I still
The Lord brings us together.
dude, some of the most violent shows I've ever seen were the Sleeping Giant shows.
For sure,
yeah.
man. I've been in fights from Sleeping Giant and other like Christian shows. I think there was one from what was that place called in Rancho Cucamonga?
The Nitty Gritty.
Nitty Gritty.
Yeah.
Got into plenty of fights there for some stupid shit and Christian shows, bro.
yeah,
I
remember,
know.
Remember Death Star?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They would give out the belt, you know, for like whoever did the hardest dancer. Those guys just doing backflips off the stage, like, all right, here's the belt.
They were kind of one of my earlier introductions of like because I knew like members were Christian and some friends were like, oh, you'll like them. They have like punk rock elements. And I'm like, all right, sick. I was like terrified. I was like, what is happening? There's like, it felt like there was like 9 guys on stage.
Yeah,
There were.
There was moshing. There was like moshing everywhere. I was just like, what is this? Like, dude, yeah.
I still remember. I think I still have it. I had a Face Down Records comp,
Sick.
and it had like Looking Forward. I can't remember other bands too. For sure, it was like No Innocent Victim and Death Star and stuff like that. And that's what introduced me to a lot of that Christian stuff. And yeah, I went to like a Face Down Fest, and it was wild, you know.
Those Face Down Fests were cool.
Yeah.
Depending on the year.
Yeah.
They would, like, some of them would actually, like, really go off. It'd be crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, my intro to hardcore or like heavy music, I'm a middle child. So I was fortunate enough having no, sorry, my bad. I'm the youngest child. I don't know what the fuck. How did I forget that? No, I'm the youngest.
Jump ranks, dude.
And my sister was like heavily into punk music, and my brother was like into metal stuff.
Oh, cool.
So it was like the perfect match, you know? So I grew up listening to both sides of that. But the first band that ever got my attention and I fell in love with was AFI. And I remember my sister had like her door filled with like stickers and like stuff from like magazine cutouts, and she would post it. And I still always remember, and to this day, I still think is one of the most sickest things is like the little black cat, and it said East Bay Hardcore. Yeah. So that was like my first introduction. And then she showed me like Shutdown.
That was one of them too.
Yeah. Shutdown got me into that. And then my brother started listening. Well, he was listening to metal stuff, so I was listening to that metal stuff too. And then he showed me Hatebreed, and then that's when it all changed, you know. But growing up, I kind of wanted to venture on my own. I didn't want to just like listen to the stuff that they were listening to, so that's how I got more into like the hardcore scene, and then also discover like death metal and black metal, which I still fuck with. But yeah, shout out to AFI and Hatebreed. Speaking of AFI, you guys covered an AFI song. Yeah. I remember you guys Fault Children? Yeah. Dude, that cover is sick.
Oh, thank you, man.
So good.
Whenever people cover AFI, by the way, we've covered AFI at a live show.
We did a single second.
Yeah, we did a single second, which was fun. I had my brother do like the singing parts because I can't sing for shit.
That's a high part, man.
Dude, yeah, that's what we were saying. We're like, dude, you did a fucking awesome.
You did an awesome job, bro, for sure.
That shit,
for real.
like, you were spot on with the vocals. It was just like, that's hard to sing like that.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, whenever you hear like an AFI cover, like, you can't hit those notes, you know. It's really hard It's tough. Like even when Twitching Tongues covered Misfits.
Oh, that was sick.
I was like, okay, like this sounds dope. Usually it's hard to cover Glenn Danzig's song, and so you covering that Davey part, it was super spot on, bro.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Our original bass player, because when MBR started, we were punk, like, and so AFI was huge for us growing up, and then our bassist, he left the band like right after high school kind of thing. And but we're good buddies, and then 2012 I guess is when we did that cover. And then I think it was like last year that my buddy hit me up and he's like, when the fuck did you cover AFI? I was like, what are you talking about? He's like the AFI cover. He's like, when did you guys do that? I was like, for Cycles, dude. Like what? Like I'm mad at you. You can't be mad at me. I'm mad at you. You should have known. You should have heard it.
But is it on that album?
I think it's a hidden track. Off
Okay.
of it. I think when we did the physicals, it's a hidden track on that.
That's sick.
Yeah. And then we released it on like put it on YouTube just because we want people to hear it, and then maybe iTunes has it.
Okay. Always.
Pure
Some
Noise?
of this.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
It was a good fight.
Oh, okay.
Always like when bands do that though, when they add like hidden tracks, especially when they do like for example, off the top of my head, the Black Dahlia Murder, they'll put out like an album here in the US, but then they'll drop it in Japan and it has like an extra track or two.
Yeah.
And that's always sick, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, but we always want to do that. I didn't know that that it's just like a thing. Other countries, when they take your album, they'll have different art. And so we were in Germany, and our friend that was with us, she's like, oh yeah, she's like, did you guys like the different color that they put on your album here? And we're like, what are you talking about? She's like, it's like a crazy different color. And we're like, all right. So like we went like bought our own CD.
Just to have the variant.
And then sure enough, I think it's like pink. It's like a.
Oh,
It was
That's
for
dope.
for I can't remember if it was Concrete Flower or Cycles, but it might have been Cycles. But it was just like, yeah, it's like a pink.
They didn't give you guys a heads up, like no. That's
Dude,
crazy.
We've seen shirts that I've never seen. I'm like,
That's
where did that come from?
crazy.
Like who
Yeah.
printed that? But yeah, no, that the variant artwork stuff is really cool. And I would have loved to have like done something to add to like an album, like an extra track that's just for like overseas stuff.
Yeah, definitely. So they don't hit you guys up for that, or like?
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they probably talked to our manager at the time, and I'm sure he.
It just never got to you guys.
Yeah, or maybe it did. Maybe
Yeah.
it's like in a text I just never read.
Yeah.
It's a little email. I never
One of those email
looked.
chains that just gets lost.
Yeah. Like, yeah, sure, cool. But yeah, thank you. I loved. I was so happy that the guys were down to cover A5, just because.
They're like, this is your one chance.
Yeah. The other band I was like really pushing for us to do and we did actually we did cover it a couple times was Ignite.
Okay, nice.
We used to cover Bleeding, but
I think that's always hard to be on board with everybody. You know, do you guys want to cover this song? Like when Mean Pete died, I wanted Russell too, right? You wanted, yeah, right. We wanted
right.
we wanted to cover Until the End song, you know, but some of the guys were just like, we're like, all right, you know.
I still don't know how we covered "Living on a Prayer" Bon Jovi.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Because people think like if I go to karaoke, people are like, "Oh, dude, "Living on a Prayer." I don't sing that song. Like our bass player, that was his idea. That was all his idea.
That makes sense.
Yeah, Rick. Yeah, Rick at the time.
It's a classic though, you know. It's
Yeah, and it has bailed us out like before. Like we're like these people aren't digging us. Like the cover, get him back.
that's funny.
I don't know if you know this. I think it was Martin that was showing me. Spotify for artists, you can look at like what playlists your songs are added to, right?
Oh, yeah.
So "Living on a Prayer" ended up on so many crazy playlists, like, and it's like
Funny
one
ones.
of them was like songs I fuck your dad to.
Oh no way!
And I was like, what? Something like that.
That's
Like,
wild.
dude, this is gnarly, and it's like that song has so many plays just because people love the
Fuck to
original.
it.
Yeah.
You know, so,
So many deaths.
so many deaths.
Damn.
You're welcome. You're welcome, dads out there.
Right. There's babies out there that were made because of you guys, man.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
wild ass cover.
I hope we end up on the playlist like that one day. Right? That'd be sick.
All right. This is kind of like two different questions, but kind of in the same fold. Like any advice to people wanting to start a band or wanting to learn an instrument?
Fuck. As far as learning an instrument, I don't know. Can you guys help me out? Because
Yeah, same here.
what you got, Russ?
Shit.
For starting a band, I'll just say, just go out there and do it. You know, I know it sounds like easier said than done, but it's really that's all it really is. I remember starting my first band, and I think I was a sophomore, junior, and it was just like, yo, you play guitar? Okay, cool. Oh, I have a homie that plays a little bit of drums, you know, and just get together and jam out.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like that's always the start of it.
One of the most important things is just like have fun with it and don't like be like, okay, let's start this band that sounds exactly like this, and we got to write these types of songs, and then it's just you need it to like just come up like organically. Like,
Right.
Let's get together and like let's just jam out and have fun with these songs, and then never. Like with me, like I never really care much about like, oh, people are gonna dig this song. This song's gonna get a lot of hears and listens and stuff. And it's just like, no, I want to play what I like and like what I think is fun and catchy to me. Like whatever, if people like it, then that's cool. But,
Yeah.
more importantly, like I want to have fun playing it.
Yeah.
It's something that I would actually listen to myself. Like
Yeah.
Then like with pretty much all the bands that I've played in, like after you record that. You get that the mastered copies. You're like listening to that just like on repeat.
Yeah.
And it's like that was my goal, to like have something and record something and be able to listen to it and not get tired of. Well, I end up getting tired of it, but like for the first couple of weeks I don't. Right. And I'd rather have that than me like be like, okay, look, we just recorded this, but I can't fucking listen to that. Like like we recorded it and hopefully you guys like it, but I don't like it. Like I just can't see that ever happening. But
That's a good point. You don't want to try to sound like someone that's like, I guess, hot right at the moment, right? You just want to do something that you like to write and be able to have fun with it,
Yeah, for sure.
But talking about the Spotify stuff, I mean, listening to like your own record and stuff, it's funny because like the Spotify wrap up, I was like, I don't want to look at it. I already know number one's my band. Like,
That's why I didn't post it this year. I was like, oh shit, this is embarrassing. No.
but see, the thing that I always ask myself is like, do I look like an asshole if I just post it and it's like my own band is number one?
Right.
But in reality, it's because I love what we wrote. You know, like
Stoked on it, you know. And
Yeah.
that was the goal pretty much. For me.
Right.
You know, I wanted to, put out some songs that I could just like listen to. And,
Yeah, and show people.
show
Yeah.
people and be like,
Yeah.
hey, look what we did.
And you know what's funny too is like a couple of months before the wrap up, I was like, I'm gonna listen to a whole bunch of other shit.
So it doesn't show up.
Yeah, so I could beat it, and like I look at it, I'm like, fuck, I made it to
Still there.
number one. Like, damn.
Spotify knows, dude.
Yeah.
On my like top singles was one of our songs that we shot a music video for because I just kept playing it over and over again on Spotify. And I was like, oh, fuck, it made it to the list. Whatever.
It's like a little awkward moment, right? Yeah.
Why is it so high on the list?
I still don't. I don't really truly believe. I don't know what Spotify thinks for mine. I'm a little bummed out because, for a fact, it should have been my top song. Should have been "Volcano Man" from the movie Eurovision. Such a ridiculous song, but I play it all the time.
Will Ferrell.
Yeah, it wasn't even on my list. And then it was like, what song was it? It's like an oldie song, which I like, but I was just like, I don't remember listening to this like at all.
Yeah.
And it was like my top number one. I was like, either someone has like access to my account and is also listening, or I don't know. Spotify just
Is
never.
your account signed in on like anything at the house that your like family could be listening to?
I don't know. I don't think so. The only other person would be my mom,
Yeah.
because it's like the oldies that she likes. So
I kind of had the same problem too, though, because I think my number two was like J. Cole, which I love, but I wasn't listening to J. Cole in 2023 like that, you know, like unless I was listening to a playlist, which I probably have like 10 J. Cole songs on there, and it was just like cycling through them.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh fuck, did J. Cole make it a number two?
yeah,
You know?
yeah. See, it's like I don't know. I don't hold much. I don't hold much weight to that stuff because I don't think it's accurate.
Sick. All right, let's go. One more on here. And then what inspires you guys to keep pursuing music? And then how do you guys stay persistent in learning and I guess like bettering yourselves in the music?
Oh, damn, that's a tough question. But I will say personally for me, you know, I can't speak for everybody else in the band, but something that pushes me is just seeing our other friends in bands like fucking working hard.
Yeah.
You know, like shout out to Barrio Slam.
Yeah.
They put in a lot of work, you know, and then seeing them play a whole bunch of shows and go out and play different like cities or states is like, fuck yeah, like that shit, it makes me feel good and it makes me say, I want to do that too, you know? And same thing with the runs. The runs work their ass off, and I try to go as much shows as possible from the runs, and we try to play with them as much as possible because they're really cool guys and their shows are fun as fuck all the time. But yeah, just seeing those bands like work really hard is like kind of inspiring for us to work hard as well, you know?
Yeah, ditto.
Yeah. and you know what? And the beauty of it too is like it's not just a handful of bands, you know? Like I could sit here and talk about a whole bunch of bands that are putting in work. Like God Awful, you know, and Coldview too is putting in a lot of fucking work, you know. And by the way, I think they're doing a really great job of trying to spread that positive message of unity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I'll probably announce this maybe later on, but I was talking to David from Coldview, and I kind of want to put together like a kickball tournament and invite people from the scene or bands. You know, it doesn't matter if you play in a band or if you book shows or do a magazine or stuff like that, you know, but just invite people and probably do like a couple of teams and have a tournament, you know. And I'm still trying to figure out like the details of it, but mainly the two things that I want to do is just unite everybody together and just for everyone to get together and kick it. Because whenever we play shows, for example, with like with Brainless, right? We're really cool with Brainless, but whenever we play shows with them or other people who we're cool with or friends with, we have very minimal time of just like chit chat, right? Because we're both playing a show, we're both busy running around, doing merch, right, or like different shit like that. So we never really get a chance to just kind of kick it, you know, unless like outside of the show, you guys hang out and stuff. But
Right.
I feel like that will build more community, you know? And so that's one of the biggest reasons I want to do it. And secondly, I was thinking maybe we could turn it into like a charity type of thing, you know, or we could all pitch in some money. Whatever team wins, they could choose a place to donate their money to, right?
Cool.
Which there's a lot of cool stuff like Mosh for Youth. We just got invited to play a birthday show, which will be announced later on. And I think it's also for like, I don't know, something to do with like pets. I forgot exactly what, but
Is it the same one that is playing on?
they're not on the flyer, and I'm not gonna say they're playing the show.
I feel like I think I saw them post something today.
I think they posted it
Okay.
on his personal page.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we could cut that if we
Yeah. No, I don't think it's a big secret, but
I'll just bleep it so people don't know. Like,
there you
what-
go. Yeah,
yeah.
that'd be cool.
It comes out on Friday. I'm sure by then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right then,
Oh yeah,
you know.
for sure. But yeah, you know, or even I think it would be really cool too if we could do something like some type of fundraiser for the Fields on Wheels. Like I know you guys are, you guys did like a GoFundMe
Yeah.
page for that, and that's a really sick idea.
Thank you.
You know, it's just dead up front right now. Yeah, it's not dead, but it's,
You guys walked right past.
yeah.
Oh, did
It's parked right in front. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So, but in next week, I'm gonna take it down so I can get it back on the road with the donations that we have so far. So thank you to everybody for that.
Yeah, thank you.
You know, and then some of like the so like us filming in here, like in this, you know, garage area, basically, this was like one of the first steps into like getting more guests in. Like you guys are like the test out here, and like I feel like from what we saw so far, it looks pretty good out here. But like part of that is like a lot of the equipment that we're going to use in here is also going to go into the van as well.
Sick. Hell yeah.
That's all kind of like just a process of building it out and figuring out how it's going to work and shit. But
Yeah.
we'd love for it to like, you guys don't have to make the drive. We'll come to you.
Yeah,
Like,
we come to you.
That's awesome. And you guys could get footage of like
Yeah.
at the show, you know? Like
Yeah.
yeah. I think that's a great idea, and it not only will be more convenient for the bands, but because you know, even honestly, just coming over here is pretty sick. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like you did mention, right? Like if they're playing a show that day and you want to talk to them,
Yeah.
like that's like a perfect time for you guys to catch them, or even somebody that's probably coming out of town,
Yeah.
right? That'd be pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We, when our homie Martin filled in for Stick to Your Guns, we brought Jesse to the show and just had him hold the camera. He's so much bigger than everybody else. We just had him hold the camera above everybody's head so we could get footage.
The whole time it was just
Just arm up the whole time.
God.
He'd be like, fuck. He'd switch.
Yeah. Shit.
Thanks, Jesse.
Damn. Hey, did they buy you food or something? No. Damn. Come on, guys.
Don't lie.
We got you food.
Yeah.
The highlight of everything was somebody was like jumping into the crowd, some chick, and it was just like midair, and I'm like, fuck it. And I think I put the camera down, or I don't know, it was right next to me, and I just caught her, and somehow the camera was just still between us.
Oh, fuck yeah.
She just flew straight to the camera. Just puts her down. Camera back up.
That's awesome.
It's rad.
You just see like straight eyeball like in the camera.
Sick. Oh, you want to go mental health
Yeah.
check, Mike?
Yeah, when we can end with that. Mental health check is where we like to check in weekly, see where we're at mentally. That way, if things are going well, maybe what's going on in our life, what are we doing that's helping us, or if things aren't going so great, maybe what's going on in our life, or maybe what's something that we're like neglecting to do. So, who wants to go first?
You guys want to start?
I could go first. I'm really big on like mental health stuff. I don't really like advocate it as much as I probably should or feel like I should. But yeah, like today, for example, yesterday, today's a New Year's Day, right? But yesterday was New Year's Eve, and I want to kind of go like reset my mind. And it's something that I used to do back then. I used to meditate and kind of self-reflect a lot, and it always helped me be like my very best, you know? So today, actually, I went out down to Huntington Beach got some food, got some donuts, you know, made myself feel good. But then I headed out to the beach, and I was just like sitting on the sand and, you know, listening to the waves and just kind of self-reflected on life and, you know, kind of mentally prep myself for the year, you know. Of course, like I feel like you got to do it more than just once a year, but you know, I feel like if you're not in the right mental state, you can't do much, you know. There's times where I've called out of work because I feel like I can't go to work and be a teacher or be a mentor to these kids if I'm not feeling well myself, you know. So I'll stay home. So I think it's a very big thing for sure, you know, especially as men too. You know, we try to hide that and just say, fuck it, we just gotta keep working, you know, keep working hard. But at the end of the day, it's really affecting you mentally, you know, in many different ways. But yeah, so right now where I'm at is I'm accepting new challenges and opportunities are coming for this year, and still trying to grow as a person, as a brother, as just a human being in general, you know, always prepared for growth and change. And so I'm embracing all of that now and ready for it.
Awesome.
For me, I guess, I mean, I've always been one to not really open up much. Like, you know, you can kind of tell when there's something wrong with me is when I'm quiet, I'm not responding to your texts. You know, I'm not really reaching out or anything. And usually I just spend it, you know, at home, like in my room, just like, you know, not really reaching out to other people. But been really good with it lately because my wife actually does a really good job of keeping me, you know, motivated to do things and not be so hard on myself, because I really am. I have a really bad problem with like self-confidence and like thinking, you know, oh, I'm not good enough for this and that. Like even with like playing guitars, like there's so many people that are like, even like Moses is so much better than me, like the guitarist, and he'll just play stuff in between. Like we'd just be at the studio jamming and then he'll play something and I'm like, dude, why am I even playing? Like I'm not nearly as good as him. Yeah, so just stuff like that gets to me. So yeah, shout out to Mrs. Angelique Claudia, my wife. So she helps keep me, you know, like sane, and you know, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. You know what it is too? Is like sometimes we forget to like give ourselves credit, you know?
Yeah.
As far as like playing an instrument or just anything in general, you know, you could achieve a small little milestone of something and we'll be hard on ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's a big thing that you sometimes got to come into realization. So when you have a wife or a girlfriend that will remind you of that, that's
she helps out.
Yeah, that's
she
also
a lot.
You know.
I'm a big believer in like, you know, be the star in your role, whatever your role is, you know, and like with guitar playing, like if you're in a band with a guitar player that does, you know, more things on guitar, it's like that's what he does. I play rhythm or whatever it is, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like, and to own that, like I play these songs, I perform these songs. Like, I don't know. I think we've had with my band No Bragging Rights, like we've had kind of different fill-ins coming in and stuff, and I can tell at some point I know they feel nervous. I know they feel like, you know, but I'm just telling them like, dude, like we invited you here. We're happy you're here. Like, you know the songs, just have fun. Just play now.
Yeah.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah.
So, but, I don't know. Michael, do you want to go next?
I've been good, man. It's been hectic with the holidays and everything like that, and then had a little New Year's party at the house last night. So we're still trying to clean up everything. Still a little bit of a mess. There's still like coolers in the back full of like beer and like sodas and stuff. But other than that, man, it's been like this. I had a little anxiety this week building up to this because I was like, fuck, like I hope this like setup works out. You know, trying to figure out.
You did great.
How we were.
Yeah, you did a great job.
So you know, hopefully it looks sick. But yeah, I think you know, overall, I'm in going into the new year in like a pretty good headspace. Like stoked for different projects that we've got going on. Stoked for just a lot of things that we have kind of in the works. So I think it'll be cool, man. I think it's gonna be a solid year. And everybody's like, 2024 is gonna be my year. Like, it sounds corny, but I think it'll be good.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
just really quick, I love like one of my things like what makes me excited to do this whole show is like I like hearing just everyone's so different about like what keeps them sane, you know, or like who helps them stay sane, or like what would bring you peace. Like for me, like I don't do the beach at all, so like that wouldn't be like, I would just be thinking of like what's just off the shore here, what's in the sand.
Yeah, I heard IE people don't like the beach. Is that true?
I mean, I guess I'm proof.
I like the beach.
Okay.
Yeah.
And of course,
The beach has been crazy the past few days, though.
Oh, really?
Like,
With the waves?
Yeah.
Or, like,
Oh,
Seal Beach?
gotcha. Yeah. That's where I was at too, Seal Beach.
Oh, jeez.
you didn't have any crazy like typhoon waves coming in?
Nah, it was pretty calm. You
I think
know?
it calmed down like the past couple of days, but I think last weekend or something, it was coming all the way up, and like people were just getting like smashed in the
Oh
waves.
shit!
Like people, I think it was. I saw a video in Ventura. People were like on the street parked, and they're getting wiped out by waves.
No way! Damn, I missed all this shit.
Yeah.
My Instagram's too filled with cat videos and shit.
Same.
but I love that because it's like that was cool, and that was like a good way for you to recharge. We had David from Smoked, and like he's been running. Like running's been helpful for him. Anyway, I like hearing how everyone has like the different ways that cope or reset them.
Yeah.
For sure.
For me, I think mentally for me, I've been pretty good this week. Yesterday though, I was just having. I think part of it was like how crazy work was, and it was one of those things where like as soon as work was done, I had to like drive to LA, and then knowing that I was gonna be up late. Like it's one thing. I'm not like a very late, like stay up late person.
I feel you.
But it's like but it's like just knowing that it's like I'm gonna be up late, and I know we're gonna get home like super late. But it ended up being fun, and credit to my girlfriend. Like she has a Nintendo 64, and so I was kind of just like I don't know. She could just tell, and I think I told her, I was like, I'm not feeling great. And so she like had me play GoldenEye before we went to this party, and it worked. It felt
That's sick.
it felt better.
Yeah.
It felt good. I fucking got it still, you know. Still.
That shit would have made me stay home.
Right.
I'm like, you know what? I need a couple of more hours. Yeah.
I was like, dude, I'm getting it back.
When you play GoldenEye, what was the dude, the real short dude that everybody used to cheat?
No, I don't cheat. For that. But yeah. So it was just cool, and then I it was just nice having conversations with people. Like at one point, you know, everyone was like, it was like one of those like dress nice things, which was a little annoying, but it ended up being fun. But it's like we're all dressed nice, and then I'm with these other dudes, and we're just talking Marvel, Star Wars, and like DC.
Hell yeah.
And we're just like, yeah, it was nice. But I think I'm excited. This week was, aside from yesterday, was very restful for me. Not a whole lot going on, and it was kind of cool. I was like kind of trying to like recharge and just, you know, be, I don't know, ready for 2024. I'm excited for this year, like stuff with the podcast, stuff with music, personal stuff. And so I'm trying to really ride positivity into this next year, I guess.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
That's what you got to do, right? If you believe it, then sometimes that's what will happen, right?
Dude, life is perspective, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
I try to. You could look at everyone's situation is very different. Like you can look at like, oh man, I hate where I live, or I hate the car I drive. It's like, dude, you have a car. You know what I mean? Like if it still works, like that, you're blessed. You know, like,
yeah.
Or like whatever. I don't know. Like I get really caught up. This guy knows I get caught up on like the world and like all the ugliness to it, and then, but I also like sit back and realize like I have to remind myself there's like a lot of beauty in it still, and there's like a lot of, you know, there's a lot of good things in it, and it's still awesome to like try to live for yourself and for people around you, and to, you know, because I can get pretty.
You know, I'll send you like flat Earth videos nonstop all day, conspiracy videos all day,
You know, pedophile rings everywhere.
Hey, but conspiracy stuff like really fucks with you though. Like you start kind of
because it's true.
Yeah.
Like the word conspiracy is a conspiracy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like all the stuff that we were told, you know, I don't know about Bigfoot and things like that, but it's like everything about like stuff with the Clintons and about anyway. It's like
We can get into that.
Yeah. It's like all this stuff that it's like at what point are we gonna just be like we were right about all this shit? Like this stuff isn't conspiracy anymore. This is like truth. That nobody nobody wants to talk about anyway. Anyway, I'm in a happier place. I'm loving the people in my life and trying to focus on that and not the bad that goes on in the world.
Not the flat Earth videos. Yeah.
Sick. Well, you want to throw a playlist song on there?
Oh yeah. You guys go first. So we try to add. We have a playlist, and it can be anything. It doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be hardcore. It doesn't have to be punk rock, anything like that. So first things first, what song of you guys do you want to add to the playlist for people to listen to?
Shit. You pick it.
I don't know. What's your favorite one from the EP?
The last one because it finishes. No.
At the very end of the last song,
the last couple of seconds. So,
You want the Paranoid skit?
You know what? The skit doesn't get enough love, or the 10-second song. So I'm about to throw that in there. No, I don't know. I think a lot of people. It's funny too because like when we wrote it, we were like, oh yeah, these songs are the ones that maybe people will like a little bit more, but it was like the complete opposite. Yeah. People really like Rob's Liquor, so we could throw that on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, people like that a lot.
One too.
I was named after Rob.
Yeah. He wrote the bass line. Well, he wrote pretty much the song. But he came up with his bass line and then
he left.
And we still called it Rob's Liquor. Yeah.
Dude.
He wrote the bass line. He was like, you know what, guys, I got some personal stuff I got to attend to. We're like, that's cool. And we had to record it. We're like, fuck, we don't know the bass line. So we're trying to like text him and call him. Yeah. And he had forgotten what the hell he wrote. Remember?
That's sick.
Yeah.
Cool. And then on the playlist, I know we're putting you guys on the spot, but like, what's the song you guys have been jamming maybe this week that you want to throw on there?
Shit.
Damn.
No limitations, no genre rules.
Yeah,
I'm about to pull out the phone.
Yeah. We got oldies to.
We got everything on there.
Hell yeah. Let me see. I know for sure I've been.
I'll throw mine on there. It's super random, but it's Live and Laugh and Lovin', Bill Murray. Just because that fucking sax comes in on that song.
Martin
was
like, "What the hell is that?"
Have you guys heard this band, Bill Murray?
No.
Dude, I guess it's one of the guys from Attack Attack.
Okay.
That came in and just was like, I want to play songs, but do whatever the fuck I want. So you'll have songs that start off with like a fucking like beefy ass drop G like breakdown, and then it'll go into like some real weird synthy poppy thing with a chick singing, and then there will be like a sick ass saxophone solo that comes out of nowhere. And it's like, I don't know why I like this, but I like this.
It's like a guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
But like, are any songs named after like Bill Murray? Like,
no, just so the band name is just Bill Murray. It's a Bilmuri.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there might be a Bill Murray.
It's kind of like Bury Your Dead with that album where they named everything
All
after
Tom
like
Cruise?
Tom Cruise. Yeah.
Dude. If you guys are still looking, I'll add just because one of these names triggered my brain, but Disconnected from Face to Face.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's classic.
You guys said a song, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's an album I've been jamming. This band called Doscos. I think they're from Santa Ana, and they're like this punk band, or I guess like a hardcore punk band. But
how do you spell it?
Tozcos, and like all their lyrics are in Spanish. At first I thought they were from Mexico, but no, they're actually from Santa Ana. But they just put out a new album and it's a fucking banger, like from beginning to end.
Infernal. Is that the new
Infernal. Yeah. So any song off of the Infernal, because I don't know which song is which, but like literally you could play it. Well, personally for me, I'll play it from beginning to end. Like I fucking love it. So I'll add any song from there. And then lately, I've been jamming this Monk song.
yeah,
We're playing with Monk in February, like twice. So you'll see the flyers up probably like closer to like midway through January. But they have this song called Cool and Collected.
Oh, yeah.
That song is so fucking catchy. I'm excited to see them play. They're from LA, but they're like actually from like Canada.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, shit, I didn't know that.
I was talking to the dude, and I guess he moved out here a couple of years ago or something like that. And so they're from here, but they're also from Canada. So I guess some of their members are from Canada.
Oh,
and this is their
cool.
first time in LA. So
Oh shit.
yeah.
Okay.
That's cool. I guess for me, when I'm on like Spotify, I usually listen to like bands that we've played with, like just like I don't really go out of like the hardcore and stuff really, but I was at work the other day and I can't really listen to that stuff at my desk. Like I'll just like put it on at my desk and like
because they're busy listening to Andre 3000's.
Yeah. So I mean, I put on the Devil and God Are Raging Inside Me, brand new, and I don't know, I can never get tired of that. So I don't know. I guess I would just put Sowing Season on there, first song.
Sick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Fucking classic record.
Yeah. That's something that like I could just listen to and just have it in the background and not get tired of it.
Sick. Well, shit. You boys want to plug your socials and whatnot, and we'll get out of here.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you can follow us, the band page on Jackknife LAHC double K. Some people spell it with one K. So Jack and Knife.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's right.
yeah.
Jack Knife.
Jackknife.
So recently people tagged us too on like shows that we're playing, and I was like, we're not playing that. And it was like this band from like Germany,
Oh shit.
but they had it with like 1K or something like that. And I was like,
JAK knife.
yeah. But yeah, you can follow us there. We have a Twitter account that we don't. What fucking
Twitter account?
I created a Twitter account for the band, and then I gave the login info to Moses, and he never did anything with it, and then I never did anything with it. So it's sitting there. So if you want to follow us there, you can. But
I think we have a Twitter account.
We have a Twitter account.
Yeah.
We don't use it.
Never use
yeah,
Every now and then I like will remember and then go in like on a fury and just like repost old episodes.
And then, what's you guys have any plans for a record anytime soon? Or?
right now we're trying to focus on writing. We don't have like any plans at all whatsoever besides trying to play out of state more for this year. So
Sick.
we're excited about that for sure. Right now, what's in the works? We're trying to hit up other spots, but right now, what's in the works and everything's kind of getting, like the details are getting in, I guess. But we're playing in Arizona and Vegas, and we're trying to set some stuff up for like Utah and other places too. So we're excited for that,
Yeah.
I think we need to get out more.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've only been out to Portland. Where else?
Is that it?
No, we played somewhere else too. Can't fucking remember.
It's all a blur, man.
It's all a blur.
blur.
It's all a blur. But yeah, we're trying to get out there more. So
Playing
those
out
are
of
the only
state on
plans.
those 3-day weekends that you take.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny
That's what
too.
we got to plan them around.
Yeah, they planned it around my schedule. So I always tell them like summertime, bro, we could go on. We could go on a long ass tour.
Dude,
Yeah.
and there's no Warped Tour now because it was like one of those.
That's
things where,
true.
Like summer, depends on also the kind of band you are and stuff. But it's like when Warped Tour is around, it was rad, but also it's like it killed like
Yeah.
any local show.
That's true.
It's like
Like the only thing they got going now is just like Sound and Fury during what was it like July?
yeah.
Right, July time.
Those 1-day festivals kill me, man.
I can't do it no more, man.
Yeah,
I cannot do it no more.
I get so much anxiety trying to figure out who I want to watch.
Yeah.
Sometimes even going to a regular show. We went to what's that band? Citizen. We went to the Citizen show, and I was there from the beginning, or we were both there from the beginning. Fuck, I was tired. My feet were hurting.
Yeah.
Same.
And I was like, damn, can they go on already? Even though Fiddlehead played, and I love Fiddlehead, but I was just like, damn, like this is the reason why I show up for one band, Bounce. But when we do play shows, usually me and Russ will stick around the whole damn night, just because we fuck with everybody, you know.
I like to watch every single band.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
I don't ever like to be the guy that just sits like in the back, just waiting for us to play, and then go up and play, and then go
Yeah.
in the back. You know,
Or I hate being the guy that, like, if you show up, play, and then you just bounce out.
Oh yeah.
and it sucks because I've had to do that
Right.
for a couple of times just because I had stuff right after. But I try not to.
Yeah.
You know.
I only did that once, and that was for that Long Beach show.
Oh yeah.
I took an Uber, I played the set, and then I bounced. And I felt so bad, you know, but at the same time, I was like, fuck, I got so many things that I had to go back and do, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but usually we try to stick around and, or we normally always do, we stick around and watch everybody. And just like I mentioned earlier, like a lot of these local bands around, they're so fucking good. Like, there's so many good
They're
bands
also
right now.
young too.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Fucking good at
And they're so
playing
good.
guitar and shit.
It's like you couldn't be playing more than 3 years. Like,
Sick.
Yeah, yeah. If we could give some shout outs too, you know. I always blank out when it comes to shout outs, but
Like, let's get some shout outs. I don't remember who, but
yeah. You know, because I always see that in interviews, you know, like when people give shout outs, I'm always like, oh, that's fucking cool. But then, like, when it comes to it, like, they always blank out, you know.
yeah.
But shout out to More to Pride, Low Sight, also from Lynwood, and shout out to Brainless, Barrio Slam, Cold View, God Awful. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of bands. Self Sabotage, Darasum. Shout out to Gabe, man. He's a fucking monster when it comes to
he's such a
flyers.
G, dude.
He's a genius. And he's so quick too.
we'll probably have him on a couple times, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna bring him back a few times.
Yeah, shout out to Gabe, and he's a fucking legend too. Like, you know what's funny is like, sorry, I keep going like off track.
That's what the show is, dude.
All right, hell yeah, you know that's the best. It's just a real ass conversation, you know. But the other day, so I've been listening to every now and then, like every couple of years, I'll go back and I'll listen to the Like It or Not demo that they dropped, right, 2005.
The first one?
Yeah, the first one.
Okay.
And I never noticed because I didn't know Gabe until I started playing in the band, and I met him. But he's the one who uploaded that Like It or Not video or the demo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like sometime last week I put it on because I was like, fuck, I feel like listening to Like It or Not. And I put it on and I saw it was Gabe. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, and he posted this shit like 10 years ago.
Dude, yeah, I was in a band like right out of high school, and we didn't really do much, but we had like our little demo. We had it on burnt CD. I went Pinkos
good
and I made
times.
like the insert and
label,
everything.
Yeah.
Gabe posted it on his YouTube.
Oh,
we found it like a few
shit.
years ago, and like it was like the CD insert and like the burnt CD with my handwriting on it.
What?
And like he uploaded it, and we're like, wow, this is crazy.
That's so sick.
That
So,
rules.
yeah, it was like I don't even think I had a copy of that, so we were pretty stoked to see that on the internet too and listen to it again. So.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's super sick.
I
Yeah.
just had a little bit of tear go through my body. I hope he didn't put any of my old
I hope he did. I really hope he did.
And I love that he keeps it old school too, because like I'll see him at shows handing out flyers, which is
dude.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I remember when Darson was coming back. We were at a show at like Rockefeller or something like that, and we ran into Gabe, and he was telling us Darson was coming back. And then I walk outside and there's a fucking flyer on my car. I was like,
Back.
sick.
Hell yeah.
DIY or die, man.
That's right, man.
Yeah, Gabe has when he did the episode of us, he was telling us he just has like shelves in his garage with bins full of old, like he keeps everything.
I believe it,
He's
man.
got flyers and he's uploading footage. He's like, I forgot I had this. I just redigitized it. And it's like a 25-year-old set.
Oh man,
That's so cool.
a whole bunch of videos too from like Showcase Theater.
Yeah, yeah.
I used to go to Showcase Theater too as a kid.
Yeah.
Because again, you know, I'm the youngest. I'm not the middle child, all right? And my brother used to drive me, or you know, we used to go to shows out there, and I always thought this is the best fucking venue ever. You know?
I still think it, man.
Yeah, I still think it too. It was like the most wild times, and no one was fighting. Like, or the shows that I went to, everyone was like getting along, but it were fucking crazy though. You know?
Showcase security was pretty good at stopping any bullshit, like right away. But then, like kind of what we said earlier, like they knew what came with the territory for punk rock, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know what to stop and what to just allow.
Yeah.
And I think I still think that like that's something that's missing at a lot of other places that we go to. Showcase was just like this fucking like beacon for like the IE. Dude.
For sure.
All the shows were fun.
Like for us locally was the Allen Theater in Southgate.
Oh yeah.
Was like a place where, you know, you wanted to go to a show or you wanted to play, and then you would see all these bands there too. You know, I saw the Warriors there, and like Dead to Fall. I actually saw Animosity there. So what I used to do, actually me and Moses used to do, we used to call in on like a Friday night, and they'll tell us who was playing.
Oh yeah.
And then sometimes we'll just fucking show up and not know who's playing or who's on the bill. So that's how I saw Animosity and like Through the Eyes of the Dead, I think it was. And we're like, oh shit, like these bands are sick. And then we found out who they were, you know?
That's so cool.
Oh man, that just like brought back so many memories of like the same. I remember like because we, I was like I felt like I was at Showcase enough, or at least they'd have their monthly.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I was usually pretty good about getting that, but if not, I remember calling like Coos Cafe, Chain, the Barn. We had the Barn UCR. I'm like, it's just crazy to have to calling the venue and then they have someone just like reading.
Just reading it, yeah.
All like just monotone.
Just bummed out.
Like that's what they used to do too for like movie theaters, right? They would tell you like the times, right? Yeah.
Oh shoot, that's right.
Yep.
Dude.
Mission Impossible 1.
Wayne's World.
Hearing Joe kind of fuck up on some of the names. We have it's in like stumble on whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's like reading some like gnarly font. He's
Yeah.
like,
All the scratchy fonts that you couldn't figure out.
so sick.
Sick. All right. Well, for us at Walking Blind Pod everywhere, walkingblindpod@gmail.com. We have a new merch drop coming.
Oh,
this
yeah.
Hey,
week.
hell yeah.
So, yeah, throw me that. So,
Drop this on the back.
this shirt is giant, by the way.
It's actually our banner.
This is our new background.
It's on your background, guys.
Oh, that's dope.
That's
So
sick.
the wound won't heal with the knife inside. Pretty much just saying like, hey, we gotta let things go. You know. So once again, limited run on the merch. I think we'd kind of talked about it. Maybe the last episode or the episode before, that we're gonna be more consistent with merch this year, and we're gonna do pre-order stuff. So we have this run that once it's gone, and then every couple of months we're gonna be just doing pre-order like drops for merch. Like, you like it, cool, pre-order it, and we'll get it
Hell
to
yeah.
you. If not, wait till the next.
Supports the what we do here, and also it's gonna support the Feels on
Support
Wheels.
the fields.
Yeah.
So,
Big thing. So
I'm excited for that, guys.
thank you.
Yeah.
thanks, man. Sick. Well, dude, thank you guys for coming out.
Thank you guys for having us, man, for real.
Love you guys. See you guys soon.
Appreciate y'all.
Peace.